that was the strategy. You know, the first round, I was trying to feel him out a little bit. He came out hot. You know, I didn't come out as fast as I wanted to. I didn't get the takedown in the first round, but I knew he starts to slow down. He throws a lot of big, explosive stuff, so I knew the second and third round I was going to be able to take over and show my grappling. When I fought Court McGee, I showed a lot more of my striking. It was nice to show off. Well, I'm a lot better grappler than I am striker, and I'm a good striker, so I'm looking forward to each time just improving and show more skills. It was nice, man, especially going from Boston to here. If the UFC wants to keep me on the East Coast, I'll bring crowds in all day long, so it was nice. Bigger name, you know, someone with another big name. Court had a big name. Ismail might not have the biggest name, but he's super tough. You know, he's 19-3. You don't become 19-3 in the welterweight division for no reason. He fought really good guys too, so I just want a bigger and better name.
Yeah, so stoked to be here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Most High God. Thank you, Jesus. It's perfect timing. What an awesome experience this has been. The UFC's taking great care of me. I'm so happy to be here, and just had a blast in there. The finish came early, but I think I'm known for that. I'm kind of a fast starter, and I ended it with an exclamation point. So I'm happy about that, and hopefully we'll be rewarded for that. Yeah, this is no different. The Octagon or the other shows I've been a part of, you know, it's just a fight, baby. Mano a mano. I've been doing this since I was in the womb. So I really enjoyed walking out, seeing all the fans. It was great with the fan experience. I really soaked in the moment. So that was cool, the bigger crowd. So definitely appreciate that. Can't wait to fight for the main card and have even more people enjoy that energy. Yeah, well, I think my suspension is, I think I'm only a fight after 6 days or 7 days. So put me in Vegas next week. I'm just kidding. Actually, not really, but if I could cut the weight and make it consistent, yeah, I mean, I'm good to go right now. Everything feels perfect. Just getting better and better. It's just entering my prime, so it's a beautiful thing right now.
So I love that. I've been using that submission for a long time now. And again, like I said, when you get the guillotine in and you hook it over the shoulder, what they're going to do is they're going to circle to the opposite. That's what 99.99% of the people in the world who know jiu-jitsu do. But when you have it hooked over the shoulder like that, it actually gets tighter as they circle around. If you trap their leg while they do it, their outside leg, it's like they're like, what's happening? You know, because you got them trapped. Then you pull, and I just waited. I was like, he's gone. But it's not a lot of people see it, so I'm happy I was able to pull it off. When I first started hitting it, it's just, you know, because you know that they're going to pass over that way. And I was told by somebody, and I wish I remember who, they were like, this is the black belt killer. Like, they're like, what? I was like, dude, you get a black belt in this, man. Nobody can get out of this, not even a black belt. I was like, okay. So I started doing it, and that person was right. So, you know, it's awesome. I feel like I broke the ice, and you're going to see a better me in the future. That's what I just really needed to do. I had the nerves in the first one. The second one, I felt real confident against Chad Skelly. I went out there, and I did somewhat of what I was supposed to do, but I shot in on his ass. I should have just knocked him out. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss. And but no, I feel like I came out this one. I did what the coaches told me. They said stay calm. I usually go out there and I go wild. They said stay calm, so I was like, okay, stay calm. Don't be you, you know. And I feel like this is just me evolving. You know what I mean? So in the future, you know, hopefully you see, you know, I stopped those takedowns a little bit easier. But in this case, it really worked in my favor. I'm gonna go over to the PI in the next couple weeks and train over there and have them do all the testing and just getting my body fixed up and continue training hard and really get my priorities straight when I go home as far as like my other job, because I have a job. I work at T-Mobile Midtown. What's up, baby? They're always like, give us a shout out. Oh man, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm gonna go out and have a couple of margaritas and yeah, Megan said she likes margaritas and she likes it with the salt. I told her I like it with the sugar. So, and I told her it was my birthday. Her birthday was like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, hey, we gotta get some margaritas.
Man, I mean, if you've seen me fight, I'm an exciting fighter, and that's not the way I like to go out there and fight. I don't want to go out there and hold guys down, you know, get on their back and try and squeak out the win like that. I mean, yeah, it was dominant. I held us back all 3 rounds, but to me, that's just squeaking it out. That's just, you know, trying to hold on to a win. I want to go out there and I want to take the win. He's funky and he's a great fighter. You know, Steven's very skilled. At the same time, you know, having prepared for a completely different opponent skill-wise and build-wise, it was just something I wasn't really prepared for until I got in there and got in front of him. I'm not necessarily going to focus on that specific opponent style, that specific build I'm going to go out there and try and find partners like my opponent, but then find partners, that run the gambit of skills and body types just to get a feel. And definitely between now and whenever I start my next camp, I'm going to go out there and just go and get as many different sparring partners, go with as many different guys as I possibly can. I was thinking about a lot today. I actually, for the first time, I had the chance to sit down and talk with my little brother that I met one-on-one. And today, before the fight, we went to lunch and we got to sit and talk, and I had this revelation kind of sitting there looking at him and thinking to myself, this 20-year-old kid's looking at me as a 26-year-old grown man for advice and validation and stuff. And I remember when I was his age, and I never thought I'd be here, with someone with someone like that looking up to me, wanting those kind of answers and things from me, and kind of made me a little bit emotional before I got in the fight. But it also helped me kind of ground myself and remind myself, what it means, what I do all this for. When I had that revelation, it was like looking in myself and realizing I have kind of grown as a human being, I've grown as a man, and now it's time to start living like it, to set the example for these people that are looking up to me, because not only do I have him, I have my little brother and sister on my mother's side as well. I mean, from here on out, it's just I'm just looking to go with the best guys, looking to get the best training in. I think the camp change to ATT was very, very productive for me. Being this my first camp with them, there were some kinks to work out and speed bumps to get over it. But I think from here on out, we're going to smooth those things out, and I think it's going to be all speed ahead.
Well, it's feels great. Everything's I've been working for the last couple of months. It pays off, so feels great because there was a lot of pressure since my last two fights wasn't good. So there was lots of pressure. So I was hoping to finish it before the time, but still happy about the win. The plan was good. So the plan was to win, to avoid many punches. Maybe I received too many at the beginning, so slow start, and then I start react for it properly. But all plan work together good. So what I'm taking from this win is for sure the things that I have to work on, how I'm supposed to work, and how I joined a new team, Syndicate, my new coach John Woods. So we have lots of things to work on. From this win, I just want to get back where I was before, which was the first 10 in the UFC, and anything that brings me there, I'm happy to do it.
Hopefully a lot of fans tune in now. Hopefully I get a bigger boost in my following, and hopefully the bosses realize that I'm something that can do something in this division, and hopefully I get to freaking avenge one of these losses, man, come International Fight Week. That's what I'm really hoping on. But right now, I'm just so ready to get home and see my babies and my family. I felt good. I know I hit him with the body kick just with my foot, and that seemed to kind of put kind of a little fear, a little, kind of shake back is what I would call it, in his eyes. And then he shot from there, and I figured, hell, if he wants to go to the ground, I'm happy to oblige. Went to the ground. At the very end, I felt one of my right hands connect through his guard, right on the chin, and he kind of stopped when I hit him again with the elbow. And I was like, man, let's just unload and see what if he moves. If he moves, we'll slow it down. If not, we'll just keep hitting and try to find openings. I don't really like to hit gloves too much, but I knew he was kind of hurt, especially after a couple touches. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna hit where I hit. Normally, I like to really pinpoint and find that accuracy. I felt good tonight, man. I felt everything. I'm just super happy right now. It's hard to really put into words. I think I have finally definitely found my stride. I think I'm still coming into my own. I'm showing more of what me and my coaches on. I have the best team in the world, the best coaches in the world. Rufus Sport, Duke Rufus, Scott Cushman, Daniel Wanderlei, and then all my teammates, man. I believe I have the best in the world. I wouldn't travel so far and stay away from my beautiful little girl and my wife over there for nothing. I'm just super blessed to be here and super happy to be where I am. I want to fight International Fight Week right there in Vegas. I want to fight Trevin Giles. I've got a chip on my shoulder. I've got something to prove. I'm going to prove it if given the opportunity. It's definitely going to be something for the fans to see, and I'm definitely going to put him away. Love the guy, great guy, but I got something to prove, and I'm going to do it. We're going to go back tonight with my friends and sponsors and family, and we're going to have some pizza at the hotel while I'm doing laundry in between. Leave the hotel at 3 a.m. to go to the airport, then to Milwaukee, stay there for a night, and then I get to go home to my little girl, and man, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see her.
I mean, you could already tell I had a good fight. Got a little blood on me, but no, man, that kid was pretty tough. At the end of the first round, I knew he was going to wrestle me, but I let him do it a little bit, and that's when I was able to feel his energy, hit him with some big shots, and I felt like I could finish him, but I tired myself out a little bit in the first round. But that's when I knew, like, okay, second and third, I'm going to just take a deep breath, and I'm going to win those wrestling matches. I'm going to win those jiu-jitsu transitions. And I was able to get a lot of sweeps, working a couple different guard passes, got wrist right a little bit, but he escaped. But even though he got out, I transitioned to other positions. And even on the stand-up, I was able to keep him clean away with the jabs, just little pepper jabs, hit him with some good right hands, and he stayed there. There's a couple times he, like, covered up, and I was like, damn, this kid's pretty tough. Let me go ahead and try to kick his legs. So I started kicking the legs, working the body a little bit. And I knew he was going to sit there, and it was going to be kind of a 50-50 battle. So I had to win those grappling matches. You know what? I haven't fought in over a year. So, I mean, a full year of not having a fight, I knew that was the perfect fight for me. I was able to grapple a lot, get a good Muay Thai match, but also some karate fun stuff, good hard boxing fight, and a lot of jiu-jitsu transitions as well as ground and pound. So that type of fight is exactly what I needed to be back in this game. Now I know how to freaking fight that stand-up battle. I know how to go in a transition, sweaty matchup, and also just toughen it out to the end. You know, he had a couple, he hit me with a good right hand on the cheek. I had my chin down, but I knew he was gonna chuck that, and I knew he was gonna try to hit me with it. Also, that knee bar, he had that, and I was like, hell no. I was like, you ain't finishing that. I was like, go ahead and let that thing break. I've been too much. I was just going to kick it out. And I was able to get my foot right behind his hamstring, kick it out. And yeah, man, he's a tough kid, and I hope the best for him. Oh, man, I'm just excited. You know, I'm ready to go. Now I know I can push that full gas tank. You know, in the past I've had, you know, the Ultimate Fighter, some other things. I've had some people say, oh, questioning my gas tank because I've been finishing everybody, you know, in the first round or just getting a quick finish. And you guys can already see there that I'm ready to go another fight right now. So let's go all the way. I got some family out here, my friends, my mom and dad, my grandma. So I said, you know, my grandma, she passed away out here, and I was not able to go to her funeral. And now I can go see her, and I'm really excited about that. So it's just a good place to be right now.
Yeah, there's always things that I think I can take away from a fight to get better, but I think that was a pretty flawless performance. He caught me in a guillotine real quick. I felt that squeeze. I felt that tight squeeze, but I'm not a quitter in there. I'm going to get after it. I'm in guillotines every single day. Our gym is a guillotine gym. James Krause, Trey Ogden have two of the best guillotines I've ever rolled with. It was tight, but it wasn't nearly as tight as theirs. I didn't panic. I got on top, and I did what I do. It was weird, man. I really thought he was going to come out and just start swinging right off the gate. So when he backed up and he kind of moved around, used his footwork, that was like, okay, I can pressure here. I can move forward here. You know, he's kind of throwing things, but we're good. Once he started, you know, getting after it, we just ended up in a grappling exchange. He grabbed my neck, and I knew what to do. There's no performance that I could have. There's no amount of money that can make up for that. There's no excuse there. I will be back. I will be at 45, and I will make weight next time. It was an issue, and it's past. There's no excuse.
I was ready for her to come out strong. Like, I get being a first-time, you know, competitor in the UFC. You want to make a statement. You know, I think a lot of people think my grappling isn't my wrestling isn't very good, but you know, I've worked so tremendously hard at that, and I am so hard to take down off the cage. And you know, I feel like my transitions on the ground were very good, and I was making the right decisions. And I knew I could hear her kind of. She was starting to tire a little bit. I could tell she was using a lot of her strength to try and hold me there. But once we kind of separated to the open mat again, like we knew, you know, she was kind of baiting, and she was like on everything that I threw, every feint. So we knew that the question mark was going to be there before the fight, and you know, we just had to set it up. It's an incredible moment to share. And I'm gonna get emotional, goddamn it. It's an incredible moment to share, particularly with my coach James, because he has seen me through it all. He has seen all of the struggles, all of the sacrifice, all of the setbacks that I've had. You know, not a lot of people know exactly what it has taken me to get to this point, to be able to put on my best performances. And he is one of the very few people that knows. And, you know, I had a feeling I was calm and I was ready all week. I was just ready to be able to showcase and pitch that shutout that I know that I'm capable of. And we did it. I feel like I let my fighting do the talking. I've got 2 finishes in my last fights. And I know a lot of people kind of talk about, you know, the quality of opponent, but you know what? A butcher can only slaughter the animals that are brought to it. I say yes to every name that the UFC come to me with, and win, lose or draw, I'm going to try and put on an exciting fight. I feel like as the only female in the featherweight division that's on a win streak, I feel like I definitely have a good shot. But, you know, Felicia is a top competitor. I have a lot of respect for her, so I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to her. If somebody gets in, like, I want to be active, I would like to fight, you know, in Australia, or if they come to Kansas City again, I would love to put on a show for my adopted city. We have some of the best fans in the world. We're the home of the Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs. So it would be phenomenal. You know, I fought back home in Australia, so I would love to be able to fight in my adopted city.
Бой все сами видели, но я ему зацепил, он болтался и бой остановили, да. Что я могу сказать по бою?
All I can say that I know I heard him. I connect the high kick, I believe. I heard him. He was like wobbling, and I know the referee tried to stop the fight. That's all I know, and he stopped it in the end.
Не, я-то ему сказал, о, что возмущаешься, бля, это же решение судей. Он говорит, не, это мой план, говорит, был. Я говорю, я не знаю. Бой остановили, я выиграл, говорю, что.
He just say, basically Jan was complaining about the judge's decision, and Magomed told him, yo, it's like his job, he was right, it was fair, why are you complaining? And Jan told him that everything went like it's planned. Basically it was his plan.
Не, мне это не нужно, если хотят, я готов.
I don't need it, but if UFC will make this rematch, I'm everything now. I will accept any fight.
Как обычно, да, довольный. Домой приеду, да, и все, буду отдыхать. Долгое время тренировался.
As always, when I fought abroad, my celebration is to fly back home, to spend my time with my family, because it was long camp. I was in US like for a couple months, training, preparing. So yeah, I just want to go home and see my family.
I figured eventually it would get to the ground. I feel I landed a couple cool, good shots that don't normally get to be shown, but I was happy that I was able to control the ground and have a hopefully exciting finish. I do. I mean, I heard that Megan had an awesome showing, but I just, I see myself in a perfect position. So ultimately, it just comes down to having a conversation with the UFC. It's just a matter of what I do every day in the gym. We train 5-minute rounds, and I try to do the best I can in that 5 minutes. And if it has to go another round, so be it. But I'm always working with that 5-minute round. I did. I feel like, instead of going for a submission when I saw, potential, I didn't want to lose position and have any risk of a scramble. So I just wanted to be relentless on the ground and pound, which was a little bit different. I have a lot of teammates that came out to support me, and my father-in-law also is here. So we're just, going to hop out together and go have some drinks, have fun, probably have some pizza.